Now, I want you to think back. Think back to that moment when you first dared to dream big. Remember that fire in your belly, that electricity in your veins when you said to yourself, this is it. This is what I'm meant to do. That, my friends, is your why. That's the spark that lit the fuse of your journey. But here's the tragedy. Somewhere along the way, many of us have lost sight of that why. We've allowed the noise of the world to drown out the whisper of our purpose. And that's a dangerous place to be. You see, success isn't just about knowing where you're going. It's about remembering why you started in the first place. It's about holding on to that initial passion, that drive, that purpose that got you off the couch and into the game of life. Let me tell you something, the world is full of distractions. They're everywhere. They're in your pocket, on your desk, blaring from your television. They're the well-meaning friend who says, come on, just one drink. They're the voice in your head that says you can start tomorrow. But here's the truth, tomorrow never comes for those who are always waiting for it. Now, I'm not here to tell you that the path to success is easy. It's not. It's hard, it's challenging, and sometimes it feels like you're pushing a boulder uphill. But let me ask you this, have you ever seen a statue erected for someone who gave up? Have you ever read a book about someone who said, it's too hard, I quit? No, you haven't. Because greatness isn't born from comfort. It's forged in the fires of perseverance. You've got to understand something fundamental here. Your life is the sum total of the choices you make. Every single day you're writing the story of your life. And let me tell you, distraction is like a thief in the night. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't wait for an invitation. It sneaks in when you're not looking and steals your most precious resource, time. Time, my friends, is the great equalizer. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't isn't talent. It isn't luck. And it certainly isn't some secret formula. It's how they use those 24 hours. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Go ahead, humor me. Close your eyes and picture yourself 5 years from now. Where are you? What have you achieved? How does it feel? Now open your eyes. That future you just imagined. It's waiting for you. But it's not going to come knocking on your door. You've got to go out there and create it. But here's the kicker, that future isn't going to materialize if you're constantly distracted. It's not going to happen if you're always reacting to the urgent but unimportant things in life. It's not going to manifest if you're spending your days scrolling through social media, binge watching TV shows, or saying yes to every invitation that comes your way. You've got to be intentional. You've got to be focused. You've got to be disciplined. These aren't just fancy words. They're the building blocks of success. Let's talk about intentionality for a moment. Being intentional means knowing exactly what you want and why you want it. It means having a clear vision of your destination and a solid plan to get there. It means making conscious choices that align with your goals, not just drifting through life like a leaf in the wind. When you're intentional, you don't just wake up and see what the day brings. You wake up with a purpose. You have a plan. You know what needs to be done and you do it. Not because it's easy, not because you always feel like it, but because you understand that every action, every decision, every moment is a brick in the foundation of your future. Now let's address focus. In a world that's constantly vying for your attention, focus is your superpower. It's your ability to shut out the noise and zero in on what truly matters. It's about saying no to the good so you can say yes to the great. You see, most people live their lives in a reactive state. They're constantly putting out fires, always responding to the latest crisis or distraction. But successful people, they're proactive. They don't just deal with what life throws at them. They create the life they want. And that brings us to discipline. Discipline. It's not a popular word these days, is it? We live in a world of instant gratification, of quick fixes and shortcuts. But let me tell you something, there are no elevators to success. You've got to take the stairs. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's going to the gym when you'd rather stay in bed. It's working on your business plan when your friends are out partying. It's saving money when everyone else is spending. It's hard, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Because here's the truth, success is never owned. It's rented and the rent is due every single day. You can't coast on yesterday's efforts. You can't rely on tomorrow's motivation. You've got to show up day in and day out and put in the work. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Jim, this all sounds great, but my life is so busy. I've got a job, a family, responsibilities. How am I supposed to stay focused with all these demands on my time? I hear you. I really do. But let me ask you this. Are you busy or are you productive? There's a big difference. Being busy means doing stuff. Being productive means doing the right stuff. You've got to learn to prioritize. You've got to learn to say no. No to the things that don't align with your goals. No to the distractions that steal your time and energy. No to the people who pull you away from your purpose. Saying no isn't easy. It might make you uncomfortable. You might worry about disappointing people. But here's the thing. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to something that does. Remember, you're not just managing your time, you're managing your life, and your life is too precious, too valuable, too full of potential to waste that don't matter. Now, let's talk about something that's crucial in this journey of staying focused and remembering your why. It's called self-awareness. You've got to know yourself. You've got to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your triggers, and your tendencies. Self-awareness is like a compass. It helps you navigate the complex terrain of life. It helps you recognize when you're getting off track, when you're falling into old patterns, when you're letting distractions creep in. But self-awareness isn't just about knowing your weaknesses. It's about leveraging your strengths. It's about understanding what motivates you, what drives you, what lights that fire in your belly. You see, when you're truly self-aware, you can design your environment to support your goals. You can create systems and habits that keep you focused and on track. You can anticipate challenges before they arise and prepare for them. For example, if you know you're prone to checking your phone first thing in the morning, put it in another room when you go to bed. If you know you get easily distracted by noise, invest in some good noise-canceling headphones. If you know you tend to procrastinate on big projects, break them down into smaller, manageable tasks. These might seem like small things, but remember, success is the result of small efforts repeated day in and day out. It's not about making radical changes overnight. It's about making consistent, incremental improvements over time. Now, let's address something that's crucial in this journey of staying focused and remembering your why. It's called resilience, because let's face it, no matter how focused you are, no matter how clear your vision, you're going to face setbacks. You're going to encounter obstacles. You're going to have days when everything seems to be working against you. And in those moments, it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to lose sight of why you started. It's easy to let the distractions creep back in, but that's precisely when you need to dig deep and remember your why. Resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about getting back up every time you do. It's about learning from your failures, adapting to change, and keeping your eyes on the prize even when the path gets rocky. You see, every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. Every obstacle is a chance to grow stronger. Every failure is a lesson in disguise, but you've got to be willing to look for the lesson. You've got to be willing to grow through what you go through. And here's something crucial. Resilience isn't a trait you're born with. It's a skill you can develop. It's a muscle you can strengthen. How? By facing challenges head on. By stepping out of your comfort zone. By embracing discomfort as a sign of growth. When you cultivate resilience, you become unstoppable, because it's not the absence of obstacles that defines your success, it's your ability to overcome them. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked in discussions about success and focus. It's the power of your environment. You see, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Your environment shapes you more than you might realize. If you're constantly surrounded by negative people, by complainers, by those who've given up on their dreams, guess what? Their attitude is going to rub off on you. Their lack of focus, their willingness to be distracted, it's contagious. On the flip side, if you surround yourself with ambitious, focused, goal-oriented individuals, their drive will inspire you. Their discipline will motivate you. Their success will push you to reach higher. So take a good hard look at your circle. Are the people around you lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they encouraging your growth or enabling your distractions? Remember, you don't need to cut people out of your life entirely, but you do need to be intentional about who you allow to influence you. And your environment isn't just about people, it's about your physical space too. Is your workspace conducive to focus and productivity? Or is it cluttered and chaotic? Is your home a sanctuary that recharges you, or is it full of distractions that drain your energy? Create an environment that supports your goals. Surround yourself with reminders of your why. Put up vision boards, write out your goals, keep symbols of your aspirations where you can see them daily. Make your environment work for you, not against you. Now, let's address something that's crucial in this journey of staying focused and remembering your why. It's the power of habits. You see, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Your habits shape your life more than you might realize. They're the small decisions you make day in and day out. They're the actions you take almost without thinking. And over time, these habits compound. They become the building blocks of your character, your career, your life. So, if you want to stay focused, if you want to avoid distractions, if you want to remember why you started, you need to cultivate habits that support these goals. You need to create routines that keep you on track. Start your day with intention. Maybe it's meditation, maybe it's exercise, maybe it's reviewing your goals. Whatever it is, make it a non-negotiable part of your morning. Create a habit of checking in with your why every single day. Develop a habit of time blocking. Set aside specific times for specific tasks. When it's time to work, work. When it's time to rest, rest. Don't let these boundaries blur. Multitasking is a myth. It's just switching rapidly between tasks, and it's killing your productivity. Cultivate a habit of continuous learning. The world is changing faster than ever. If you're not growing, you're falling behind. Read books, take courses, seek out mentors. Make learning a lifelong pursuit. Remember, habits are easier to change than we often think. It's not about willpower. It's about systems. It's about making the right choices easy and the wrong choices hard. Want to read more? Keep a book by your bedside and your phone in another room. Want to exercise more? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Small changes, big results. Now, let's talk about something that's often misunderstood when it comes to staying focused and avoiding distractions. It's the concept of balance. You see, many people think that to be successful, to achieve their goals, they need to be on all the time. They think they need to work 24/7, sacrifice everything else in pursuit of their dreams. But let me tell you something, that's a recipe for burnout. It's not sustainable. And more importantly, it's not necessary. True focus, true productivity isn't about working more hours. It's about working smarter. It's about understanding the ebb and flow of your energy and aligning your task accordingly. It's about knowing when to push hard and when to rest and recharge. You need to find your own rhythm. Maybe you're a morning person and your best work happens before noon. Great. Structure your day around that. Maybe you hit your stride in the evening. Fantastic. Adjust your schedule accordingly. The key is to work with your natural cycles, not against them. When you're in a state of flow, when you're fully engaged and energized, that's when you do your most important work. That's when you tackle your biggest challenges. When your energy dips, that's when you handle routine tasks or take a break. And yes, I said take a break. Regular breaks aren't a sign of weakness. They're a sign of wisdom. They're necessary for sustained focus and productivity. Your brain needs time to rest and recharge. Your creativity needs space to flourish. So, build breaks into your day. Maybe it's a short walk. Maybe it's a few minutes of meditation. Maybe it's a quick chat with a friend. Whatever helps you reset and refocus. And while we're on the topic of balance, let's talk about the importance of self-care. You are your most important asset. If you're not taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, you're setting yourself up for failure. Eat well, sleep enough, exercise regularly. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities. They're the foundation upon which you build your success. Neglect them, and you're building on shaky ground. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Jim, all this sounds great, but I've tried to stay focused before. I've tried to avoid distractions. It never seems to stick. How do I make it last? Great question. And it brings us to a crucial point, the power of accountability. You see, it's one thing to set goals, to make plans, to have good intentions. But without accountability, those plans often fall by the wayside. Accountability is like a compass that keeps you on course. It's a way of making your commitments real, of turning your intentions into actions. And there are many ways to build accountability into your life. Find an accountability partner, someone who shares your goals, someone who understands your struggles. Check in with each other regularly. Share your progress, your setbacks, your plans. Encourage each other, challenge each other, support each other. Join a mastermind group. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are also on a journey of growth and success. Share ideas, brainstorm solutions, celebrate wins together. Use technology to your advantage. There are countless apps and tools designed to help you stay on track. Use them. Set reminders, track your progress, measure your results. But here's the most important form of accountability, self-accountability. At the end of the day, you're responsible for your choices, your actions, your results. No one else can do it for you. So develop a habit of self-reflection. At the end of each day, each week, each month, take stock. What worked? Where did you stay focused? Where did you get distracted? Be honest with yourself. Be your own toughest critic and your biggest cheerleader. Now, let's address something that's often overlooked when we talk about staying focused and remembering our why. It's the power of celebration. Yes, you heard me right, celebration. You see, in our rush to achieve our goals, in our drive to stay focused and avoid distractions, we often forget to celebrate our wins. We're so focused on the next mountain to climb that we don't take time to enjoy the view from the peak we've just conquered. But celebration isn't just about patting yourself on the back. It's about reinforcing positive behaviors. It's about creating a positive association with progress. It's about fueling your motivation for the journey ahead. When you achieve a goal, no matter how small, celebrate it. When you resist a distraction, celebrate it. When you remember your why in a moment of doubt, celebrate it. These celebrations don't have to be grand gestures. Maybe it's treating yourself to your favorite coffee. Maybe it's sharing your win with a friend. Maybe it's simply taking a moment to acknowledge your progress. By celebrating your wins, you're training your brain to associate progress with positive emotions. You're creating a feedback loop that encourages more of the behaviors you want to reinforce. This positive reinforcement can be a powerful tool in maintaining your focus and staying true to your purpose. Now, as we near the end of our discussion, let's talk about legacy. Because when you strip away all the distractions, when you push aside all the noise, what's left is this fundamental question. What mark will you leave on this world? What will be your contribution? You see, staying focused isn't just about achieving personal success. It's about fulfilling your potential. It's about becoming the best version of yourself so that you can make the greatest impact possible. Your why isn't just about you. It's about the lives you can touch, the changes you can make, the value you can add to the world. So, I challenge you to think bigger, dream bigger. Your goals shouldn't just be about what you can achieve. They should be about who you can become and what you can contribute. When you align your focus with a greater purpose, when your why extends beyond yourself, that's when you tap into a wellspring of motivation that can sustain you through any challenge. As we conclude, I want you to remember this, the journey of success of staying focused and true to your purpose. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. There will be ups and downs. There will be moments of clarity and moments of confusion. There will be times when your why burns bright and times when it flickers. But through it all, keep moving forward. Keep pushing. Keep growing, because every step you take, every distraction you overcome, every moment you stay true to your purpose, you're not just changing your life. You're changing the world around you. So go out there. Stop being distracted. Remember why you started. And write a story with your life that will inspire generations to come. The world is waiting for your contribution. Don't keep it waiting any longer.